Hi, this is Bill from MessickStove on YouTube and MessickStove.com. Today I'm going to do a cleaning of the EnergyMax 160 from DNS Machine Stoves, and hopefully I can get some of this in. I may have to stop at certain parts and probably redo another part, or part two or such, but I just want to make sure I get the key points. As you notice, the stovepipe is off. You can see it to the right hand side. I use the stainless steel, that's why it's more of the silver color, and the black color, the stainless will turn to like a light yellow to a purple and kind of into almost a darkish, not quite black, but a darker color. So that's what you see to the right hand side. Now in front of you is the stove. I'm going to turn a light on inside the firebox down through the flue, and you'll be able to see a little bit of what I'm trying to do. I will have to probably, it's a little longer process than the video is going to allow. So let me see how I can do this and get this so you guys can see it. Okay? Now you can probably see that I got the firebox open, and I'm going to go up inside here a little bit. This is the inside of the firebox of the EnergyMax 160. Bear with me there. And I already vacuumed it out for the most part, and the light is coming down from the top that I plugged in. You just seen a minute ago. That's the domestic hot water loop to the left. And if you notice, there's a little bit of creosote and blackness to that. That is a stainless steel, a pretty thick stainless steel pipe for the hot water loop. And that's what creates or heats the hot water from my home, and my domestic hot water. It's what we take our showers with and wash the dishes and such with. So I'm going to probably have to stop the video, start it, stop it, start it, put it together, because there's some things I have to do that's going to be kind of hard for you to see, basically with my head in the way. So I will have to move a little bit here. Now if you look to the door, this stove has been burning wood. That's wood ash you were seeing inside. And the window will need to be cleaned in this case. This is towards the end of the season burn that I kind of burned it down a little lower, so I will have a little more dirtiness to the window. The window is very easy to clean, very easy to clean up. Also, I'll be able to go ahead and take off that stove gasket. I guess I should have started the video out saying that this is the cleaning of the stove for the next heating season. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting ready for this coming fall heating season here. So we'll put new stove gaskets, new door gaskets on the door, and a new gasket for the glass, and you will see that here shortly too. So let's see if I can get you inside a little bit. There's a lot of videos about the EnergyMax 160 that I've actually made, and you'll probably see quite a few of these I'm describing and a lot of details. So this one basically is trying to clean the existing unit that we have here. Bear with me 1 second. I want to try to take the camera off here. Alrighty. Inside the EnergyMax 160, and there's the ceiling. The tubes where the light's coming down. There's the cast iron floor. There's your cast iron louvers, and no damaged fire brick. Normally I don't have fire brick that gets damaged. Usually don't get it hot enough for the most part to have issues with it, but also it holds up pretty well, so I don't see any issues there. Now this is where we have to clean. The ceiling will have to come out, by the way. If you notice, the ceiling does have some dings in it. That's where myself is trying to, sounds a little ridiculous, but I'm actually trying to squeeze as much wood as I possibly can in here, and sometimes I get a little ridiculous, and that's what happens. I end up hitting the ceiling there. The ceiling is replaceable. I will be replacing the ceiling in this EnergyMax 160, taking out the stainless steel tubes, and cleaning those. And off to the side here, you can see in the video that dark spot, that gap over the fire brick. These fire brick wall will come out, and there's a cast iron plate there will also have to come out. So hopefully I get a chance to show you that. And this is burning wood. Now if you burn coal, your unit should be a lot cleaner than this. This is from burning wood and the creosote and the ash, but for the most part, I mean, it looks pretty clean. I mean, it's not a very bad situation. It's not really dirty. So I just noticed this is sticking up a little bit. This is a stainless steel also. This will come off here, and maybe I'll take it off now. Let the ash fall down inside, we can clean the ash out of the ash pan, and then these brick basically start coming out. I'm going to set these on a little dolly I have, and there's the back of the bricks. Little sooty, okay, but that's fine. Now as I stack these on the dolly, now you're starting to see this is the cast iron wall. There's a bolt in there which holds that to the outer side of the stove. This plate, well, now there's one more brick in the back there, a little sliver, and then this comes off, which is cast iron, and then we're starting to remove the bricks from the bottom side. Okay. Bear with me as I try to rearrange my bricks on my, there we go, on my dolly. Fire bricks just come right out. There's no real big issue. There's nothing complicated about it. And now you're starting to see some of the features, a couple of features that make the stove burn really well. Now that's some pretty good creosote in there. You look down inside those pipes, that's what we want to get out. What happens is smoke goes over that firewall I just removed, hits this plate and hits the ceiling and drops down and goes underneath, okay, underneath these pipes, and well, excuse me, not underneath the cast iron wall, excuse me, and through the pipes on the other side and up. And once it gets to the top, it actually hits the top of the stove, and between the stove and the ceiling here, this is the ceiling, between the top of the stove and the ceiling is an air space and a gap that allows the exhaust to go over and go up through the flue. And you can probably see there a little bit of the flue and how it works. So this is something that should be done if you're burning wood every season, once a year. And I burn this to heat my entire house and my hot water. So this is something I definitely have to do. Now, if I switch to coal, we won't have all this issues. So, like I said, there's quite a bit of ash in there left up here, but this is the creosote. See if I can show you. That's all creosote. And now it's falling down in a channel. And that channel is pretty deep. That channel could be, I think, all the way to the bottom. It's probably about 8 inches. Oops. About 8 inches, the channel all the way to the bottom there. It could be slightly more than 8 inches to the top of this, rail here that holds the bricks. So this all has to be removed for safety purposes. All this on the tubes will have to be removed. If the brush is off for the most part, it just has to be removed. And this plate comes out. There's a bolt right there. I noticed some of the new ones now, they're actually putting a spacer on that bolt and bringing it out so where you can actually get to it and not have any issues. So that's basically how you take that one wall out. And again, I forgot that little sliver. Okay, and the same thing with the back wall. Now the back wall, just basically push the brick up, and now I'll take probably most of these out just to inspect it and make sure everything's okay. and the sealant comes out. Some of the newer models actually have a pin up here that locks them in. My particular model, which you can't hardly see, is because of the darkness. Let me see if I can get some light in here. Oops, there we go. This pin here, mine just sits on it. Some of the new ones actually have a pin plus like a cotter pin or something going through it to hold it in place. And depends on the model and how they done it. So this one doesn't. But anyway, you get the ideas. These are all stainless steel, thick stainless steel reburn tubes. They will be popping out here shortly. And in order to do that, I want to close my stove damper. Pull this out, and there's a tube. I'll do the same thing. I'm just going to push it up and push it back to the opening, which now I can't do it, of course. I'm going to have to remove, there we go. Kind of hard to work with one hand when I really need it two, but I have a little extra weight on this one because of the stove damper, and just bear with me here. I do apologize. There we go. Okay, so now all three of those are out, and the sealant can actually come down now. So to remove the sealant, it's a little trickier, but once the sealant comes out, you notice you're seeing a bunch of creosote. There it goes, a bunch of it just fell down inside there. This is one of the pieces of the sealant. You're going to have to remove that, and you're going to have to remove the other pieces. The bigger one's always a little trickier. I have the domestic hot water loop in here. I do apologize for me moving this camera around. I'm trying to hold it with one hand and work with the other, and a very jumpy camera tends to make people sick as well, like car sickness, and I'm not trying to do that intentionally, and I was hoping I wouldn't be able to do it at all, but in this case I am doing it, and I do apologize. So I can get this one out. The domestic hot water loops makes it just a little tricky. And it will come through. It's just a matter of the right angle, and sometimes I have to get the other one. See, there's a damper up there, and the damper's holding weight. There you go. Let me see if I can get the other one out. You know what? I should do something a little simpler here. Let me just pull the stove damper out as far as you can. Okay. Not in a lot of cases you don't have to do this, but I'm going to do this. It just makes life easier. I'm going to remove the knob. I'm going to push this all the way back. I do apologize for taking longer. And we got to get, there's the stove damper plate. We got to get that out of there, but this is definitely a video for cleaning purposes, so it is what it is. I'm not going to say it's something that's not. So at some point, depending, oops, I really, there we go. Two things just happened. Number one, I got the stove plate damper out. Okay, this is what stops the smoke and the flames from leaving directly at the firebox and forces it to go through the channel of the stove. So the other thing that you did notice, that in the process of putting all that weight onto that board and me pressuring it, I've actually broke it. Okay, this is supposed to be a one single piece. I did break it, which is not a problem because I'm already planning on replacing it. So now there's a bunch of mess in here, so hopefully we can see pretty well. I got the ceiling. You can see up there in the ceiling that I need to clean that out. There's extra creosote and ash and exhaust. And I know it's very hard to see in here now because it's dirty, but I'm going to start the second video. I can give you a little clearer view. And then this is up here is all, well, this plate comes out. This all has to be cleaned as well. So this is the EnergyMax 160, beginning of a complete cleaning. Hopefully there'll be a part 2 to this. It has to be. And I'll see you in the second video. Thank you again. This is Bill from MessickStove and MessickStove.com. And I'd like to think that this video will help you out. And if you own a 160 or EnergyMax 110, it's the same concept. So thank you for watching, and talk to you in the next video. See ya.